Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CNT podcast. My name is Tommy Terrio, and I'm here with Justin Yormark and our guest of honor, member of the Everett AquaSox. I'm not going to mess this up. What else do I have? Oh no, Justin, I had this written down. Indiana University alum. Oh no. My notes. Either way, shout out to Cole Barr for coming on.
Thanks for having
I
me.
lost it. That was just off. That fell off the rails. My apologies, but thanks for coming on.
Yes,
No
thank
problem.
you for coming on. We got some questions for you. You ready?
Yep.
Awesome. So, first question we have for you is, when and how did you fall in love with the game of baseball?
It's a great question. I would say probably when I was like 6 or 7. Like I initially played T-ball and I didn't like it, but so I didn't play a year after that. But then my mom's like, "You need something to do," so then signed me up to play Little League baseball or whatever it was, and here we are from there.
Awesome. I've actually, surprisingly, a lot of the players we've interviewed never really enjoyed T-ball at the young age, which
Really?
when I found that, that surprised me, but now it's become a little more common when I hear that. I'm not as surprised, but initially I was surprised by that.
Mm-hmm. That's news to me. I didn't know I was the only one.
No, a couple players I found that from.
I gotcha.
So, as I mentioned, you went to the University of Indiana. You're a Hoosier. So, what drew you there? Why Indiana?
When I went on a visit, I knew probably within 5 minutes that I was going to go there. It was just one of those things that you just knew when you were there. But up to that point, I really didn't have any desire to go to Indiana at all. But something about just being on that campus or whatever it was, just the atmosphere, I was like, this is where I want to go. It was instant. I turned to my mom, Mom, I'm coming here. Dad, I'm coming here. They're like, see it all it has to offer. I'm telling you, I'm going to come here. So
there you go.
Quick and easy, really. Definitely. We're both still in high school, so I don't know about Tommy, but I don't think he's been on any visits. I went on an informal visit to one, but that was for my brother, really.
Mm-hmm.
So haven't really experienced that. I don't think Tommy has, unless I'm mistaken.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. So third question is, what was your draft experience? So most players have a very unique draft story. I always love to hear them. So what was your draft story?
This year I was just hanging out at my house on my back porch because I knew the phone call was coming at some point, and sitting out there with my brother and my best friend, and I got the call. Nothing super crazy. I was kind of anticipating. I knew it was coming, so I was just sitting by the phone waiting for it all day.
So you would realize okay, I'm going somewhere with, so you had confidence that you were going to be drafted though at some point in the process.
You got a call and said, "Hey, probably going to take you here. Just have your phone close by." So that's what I did. Just have my phone close by all day.
There you go. Just family and friends, you said?
Yeah, it was just my brother and one of my friends.
There you go.
Because I think it was middle of the day on a Tuesday or something. So nothing crazy going on.
So you get the call from the Mariners. They're like, "Hey, you're joining the organization. Let's get on the saddle. Let's have some fun." So how does that transition go for you? You're going from Indiana, now you're going to professional. Where does that how'd that go for you? What was your experience like with that?
Still just getting adjusted to it. It's just different. One, you're playing every day. Two, it's you're in a different place. You're in a new place, every single day, it seems or every week at least. Whenever you travel, everything's new. So just getting used to everything being new and then just going out and playing your game. So, and everyone's new. And I'm a long way from home. So just getting adjusted to all those kind of different factors has been a bit of a challenge, but we're getting there.
I can't imagine that. Just as a follow-up, you're from Indiana, right?
Yeah.
That can't be easy.
Coming,
You're an Indiana boy, go to college in
know.
Indiana.
then coming all the way over to Washington, playing in Everett, like we said earlier with the AquaSox. Like, it's definitely a big change.
Yeah, for sure. It's an adjustment, but we're making best of it, and we're just going out there and doing our job the best we can.
Mhm. So, following up with so as you know, as you've said, it was a big transition going from college to pro ball. But what has been your favorite part about pro baseball so far?
I like that there's like an environment we played in. Like last year was really an odd year, because of COVID. So like we had rules where we had no fans except like family and friends. So I've enjoyed playing in front of fans again because that environment just makes it a little bit more fun to play in.
Yeah.
Definitely, fans make the game what it is. No doubt about
100%.
that.
That's what at the end of the day, it's about them.
We actually live very close to AquaSox. They're our local minor league team. I have not gone out to a game yet. I've been meaning to come to an AquaSox game. Just haven't made it out there yet.
Yeah, the weather's been tough, so you just gotta wait till there's a nice day.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to a few games though.
Yeah, hopefully can hop over and see you. So that'll be fun.
For sure.
For sure.
So, okay, we got to look long term now. We've been reflecting, your past, how you got to where you are. We got to look forward now. Where do you see the career going? What is it? What are the next? Let's say 3 years. What does that look like? Do you think for you?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully in the big leagues by then. I think that's the ultimate goal. But I'm just trying to learn every day and just make myself better every day. Because at the end of the day, that's all that you can really ask for. You can't expect a certain result to happen. But what's going to give myself the best chance to do it is just to, take it one day at a time and just get a little bit better every day and learn a little bit every day. And we'll see where that takes me. So I'm trying not to focus too externally on something like that. I'm just trying to do the best that I can every day.
Play in the moment.
Yep.
Definitely can't look too far ahead, especially in baseball. Also, with baseball, you can't look too far ahead as well as you can't dwell on the past. You really just have to live in the moment with baseball.
Yep. It's something I'm learning every day because, whether or not you have a good game or not really doesn't matter because you're going to play another game the next day. So just taking what you can from every day and being consistent as you can.
Right. So now that we looked into the future, let's bring it back to the now. What is it like playing in Federal Field? What is the atmosphere there like as a player?
I mean, I like it. One, you gotta like the short porch around the stadium. I like our fans. Our fans are pretty supportive. We've only played there for 2 weeks, and it's been kind of cold outside. So I'm sure as soon as it starts to heat up, there probably be even more of an environment. And I also like the turf because if it rains a lot, it doesn't really stop us, or the field doesn't have to get worked on or anything.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about the field ever, like when we were coming up with that question, we were thinking, just the experience, like just the atmosphere and everything else. But yeah, it's an interesting point.
Yeah.
I know the atmosphere as a fan is pretty fun. Hanging out in the bullpen, that's where I like to usually sit. They're always chatting up with the fans. Really just a great experience there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can never hate watching minor league baseball, seeing the future of the MLB play when they're young. Unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
So the minor league schedule is a pretty grueling one. You're on, 6 days a week, off 1 day a week. Like that. I mean, obviously that's not easy. So, talk me through your daily routine. Just on game day, just go through like superstitions, things you have to do every day, like stuff like that.
Well, if say we have like 7 o'clock game, I'll wake up in the morning, make breakfast. I try to do something productive, maybe learn something online, or I'm into stocks and stuff. So I'll research that a little bit, then eat lunch, head on over to the field, get my body going, roll out, do all my mobility stuff, maybe hit a little bit extra, and then we'll have our meeting, and then we do BP, ground balls, those sorts of things, and then play a game. In terms of like superstitions, like not really, I don't really have too many of those. Other
Not
than
one of
like
those guys.
I gotta do the same thing like when I walk up to the plate every time, but that's just kind of a habit thing.
Superstitions are really funny to me because we have some players who are like you who all it really is was walking up to the same plate. And then I've heard a story of someone if he's in a hot streak that started all the way in high school, he would eat the same thing every day if he was in a hot streak. So if he was for like a week straight, if he's hitting 400 with like 5 RBIs, 2 home runs, 7 stolen bases, he'll be eating the same thing breakfast, lunch, and dinner the entire week. So he stays in the hot streak.
I mean, if I get hot, I might do that. I haven't
Yeah,
got
it's
hot
just
yet, so I haven't had anything to lock in on, you know.
it's just I find superstitions always fun to hear about because people who there's going to be people who are super superstitious, and then some people who doesn't really affect them, just goes about it, and maybe just walking up to the plate like you said.
Mhm.
Just that's it. It's very interesting to me to hear those stories.
Yeah, it's you never know with guys.
Like we kind of have to expand on that one. Like, so like you personally don't have it, but do you have any, fun like teammates or opponents or anything else that you've seen throughout your time in the game that you've seen like, oh man, these are some wild things people are doing?
Nothing that like comes off my head, but usually like pitchers have like weird things like they got to do the same thing, or like you don't talk to them on the day they start, or some things like that. I'd say generally a lot of pitchers have some sort of quirky thing like that. It's like when they're pitching, they do this every single time, and just let them be.
I remember we interviewed an AquaSox player a couple years back, a pitcher. It was Travis Kuhn. I believe he's now in Double-A, but I believe he always ate. It was gummy bears like before
Yeah, it
every
was
time he
just always
pitched,
gummy.
right?
It's just like
Gummy
that's just
bears,
kind of
yeah.
fun.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Doesn't surprise me
superstitions.
at all.
Yeah, he it's always fun to hear about that kind of stuff. Like again, some people eat the same thing. Some people eat gummy bears. Some people don't care. Very interesting to see how diverse it is with superstitions and minors and the majors.
Yeah, I know it's in every level for sure.
So moving on from superstitions, how do you interact with fans on game day?
I mean, unless one like when I'm like walking to the field, unless someone says something to me or tries to talk to me and wants me to sign something, I'm just kind of focused on what's going on between the lines. Like, I don't know. Like I'm usually just focused on the game. I'm not worried about anything else going outside other than, just doing my job when I'm on the field. But then like after the game, sign autographs or talk to whoever, thank them for coming out and supporting us.
That's awesome that you will talk to fans after the game because I don't with the AquaSox I see it more, but especially because to the clubhouse fans are able to be like right there. But you don't usually see a ton of players in the higher levels like stop and talk with fans. So really cool to hear people who like to do it and to see it with the AquaSox.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm curious, like you obviously, undergone a lot of growth. I mean, you're what, 23 right now?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, even that, like you've had a lot of maturity from high school to college to now. So what advice do you have for younger players that are still trying to get to that point, like to get to where you're at and then grow from there?
I'd say just take it upon yourself to take ownership of your career and like learn, study, like watch baseball, like, see how guys do certain things or like what's going on. Just like pay attention and study the game, be a student of the game. I would say that's probably been the biggest thing for me is just trying to always learn more because there's always something else to be learned.
So kind of following up with the advice you gave to the younger kids is what advice did you follow when you were a kid or who was someone you looked up to and modeled your game after as a kid?
Well, I'd say my favorite player is Josh Donaldson. And I really just like the way he played the game. Like, I mean, I always just I just love competing, always have, really big competitor. So I always just worked hard because I wanted to be the best out there. I wouldn't say there's like one specific thing I like live by or anything, but I really like how Josh Donaldson plays the game. And I don't know if I would say I model my game after him, but I definitely probably have taken something from it.
Yeah, he wants to be shrouded in controversy his entire career.
Yeah, maybe not that part. I don't want the drama, but
Have you had any, specific mentors or people that have been, truly crucial to your journey, like through baseball?
oh, for sure. I'd say in college, my coach Jeff Mercer, all the guys on that staff, Dan Held, Derek Simmons, Justin Parker, Scott Rowland, say they all had a big impact on me. Then like in high school, I hit with he's actually the cross checker for the White Sox. His name's Mike Shirley. He taught me a lot about hitting. And then Tony Dungan, he one of my good friends is his dad. He's hit me a billion ground balls, told me a million pitches in BP. I mean, I could go on and on. There's a lot of people I have to thank that have been pretty influential on me to get me where I am today.
So, kind of like jumping ship totally with a completely new question that doesn't really follow it, but we are cards and talk, so I feel like we have to ask at least one card question. So what did you collect sports cards as a kid?
Yeah, I actually still have a big binder somewhere. It's probably worth $1,000.
Oh, I love hearing that. Me and Tommy both love collecting. I don't think you can see any of the cards in the background, but you can see a few bobbleheads. But so I love hearing pro players who did collect or still do collect. I love hearing that.
I don't collect them anymore. It was just when I was a little kid. I have them stuffed away somewhere. I'm not quite sure where, but I had them like all organized by the team and everything.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I was just looking through. So you're a third baseman. So were you always at third base? So, like, have you jumped around, or is this like, hey, I'm this hot corner. I am going to be here. No one touch it.
So pretty much my whole life until my sophomore year of college, I played middle infield, shortstop, second base. But then my sophomore year, I started playing third, and it just stuck. Like it's my favorite one to play for sure. Probably my best position as well. But I don't know. I mean, I was very lucky to just have a lot of, good instruction when I was in college, teaching me how to play. Like, I mean, Scott Rowland definitely had a big influence on me.
So again, completely jumping ship from Tommy back to mine. Were you aware that you actually have a card of your own of you? And if you were aware, do you own any?
I do not own it. I think somebody back home does. They sent me a picture of it, but I personally do not own it. But I think someone bought a couple of them and gave them around to people.
Yeah. So you do. There is a card of you. I think I have it pulled up. It's the Panini Prism draft kits for everyone else to see. So, do you remember your reaction when you found out that you did have a card of yourself?
Well, I knew because I signed all those cards.
Right, but like, what was your reaction when you found out that you were going to have your own card done professionally by Panini?
Oh, I thought it was pretty sweet. Like, honestly, kind of like dream come true. Like, you don't necessarily do it for those kind of things, but you're like, oh man, I got my own baseball card. Like, this is pretty cool.
Extra perk.
For sure.
And sticking on the theme of jumping back and forth, I'm kind of curious, like, so you obviously, this is your first year, really doing the, like, being like, this is gonna be your first full season. How are things with the minor leaguers and everything else? Like, are things getting any better with living conditions and things like that? Like, because I know like these things have been contentious for a while, so I was just curious, like, how are things going with that?
It actually is a lot better. Like, I'm actually in probably the best position that a minor leaguer's been in. Like, I'm incredibly fortunate. Like, they pay for our apartments now, which are really nice. And that's like really the main expense that a lot of guys had, because you had to find a place to live, lease it out. And the difficulty with that is, like, if you get called up or like get moved around or something, well, you're still on the hook for the lease. So now that the team takes care of that, that's pretty nice.
Another kind of benefit from that, I guess, is if someone does get called up, that if the team is still paying for it, then just bring up a new player to take its place.
Yeah, so that's what
So-
happens. The team
Yeah.
pays for the apartments and guys
So-
flip in and out if they get moved around.
Not only is it beneficial for the players, but it's beneficial for the teams. And it's crazy that they didn't do it earlier.
Yeah, it is crazy. But like I said, I'm pretty lucky to just have got in at the right time.
Mhm. Yeah. So, just out of curiosity, so they're paying for how far on average is it from the apartment to the stadium?
Probably 10, 12 minutes.
That's not bad
We're
at
in,
all.
Not bad.
yeah, it's not that bad at all.
So I don't have any more questions. Justin, you got anything else that you want to ask?
The last question I pulled out was kind of just following up on yours.
Okay.
I
Go
didn't
ahead.
have that written down or planned or anything. Just had it.
Yeah.
Just came up with it on the spot. I mean, not had it. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We really do appreciate it.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Love doing the interviews. Always fun and interactive. Thank you so much for coming on.
And hopefully we can catch you at a AquaSox game sometime soon.
Very soon, I'm
Absolutely.
hoping.
Hope to see you guys there.
I mean, awesome. Would love to see you at the AquaSox game. Maybe the weather can get a little nicer. Maybe, maybe we'll go out to 3 straight games for a little series.
There you go.
Me and
That'd be
Tommy
fun.
coming down
We're
for
at home
3
all
straight games.
this week.
We'll see.
We'll see. I might be a little busy this week, but I will for sure get to a game at least 3 this year. I'm hoping for.
That's the hope.
So
Awesome.
thanks for coming on. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.